From the host to Super Bowl 50 back in February of 2016, there's a look at the home of the 49ers. We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in Week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
One, Omaha.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And some room to maneuver. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Well, remember, Tevin Coleman was in the two-headed backfield in Atlanta during his 4 years there, along with Devontae Freeman. Now he joins a crowded backfield in San Francisco. But in Atlanta, he played under offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, and then, of course, Shanahan becomes a 49er head coach, and he made it a point to go out and snag his former running back because he really likes his 26-year-old ball carrier. They'll run with Coleman on first down, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 10 at their 48-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
He's cracked. Lock. Dick. Hey, Alpha.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
Looking to throw on second down. Ryan, he's got the first down here inside the 30 and all the way down to the 25-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Ryan. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. Fourth down, and out comes the Falcon kicker, Giorgio Tavecchio. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. Tavecchio puts this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He targets Jordan Matthews, and it's caught. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
I don't think you got it, son. Check it. Check.
Garoppolo on the draw to Coleman. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Here we go.
At the 35-yard line.
21.
On second and 11 now. Garoppolo, flush to his right. Coleman has it here right side. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a third down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
On first down, it's Coleman. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
On second down now, it's Coleman. Not much there, maybe a couple, as he's taken down at the 40. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Here we go.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. Touchdown, 49ers! Matt Breida, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And they were just hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, throwing the ball. Instead, they run it, and as you said, picked up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything, all the way for a touchdown. Terrific play.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Watch the screen.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the run. No. Hey, check 24. Check.
61, matchbox lights.
From the gun, it's Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Mohamed Sanu is a guy that is often overlooked because he just quietly goes about his business. But how about last season? Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play Wildcat quarterback for you as well.
They'll run on first down. It's Freeman. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come.
On second down, Freeman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons push further out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
In on the tackle, Devondre Campbell, Falcons leading tackler in 2018.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Check pass.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion on the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Lock. 59's mark. Check. 59. Hey, tight. Mike's 59.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. That's the first catch of the game for Goodwin. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, first and 10.
21. One, Omaha. Kill.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Now Gold for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Quan Alexander make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Ryan to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
51. 56, Mike, 56. Drop deep, drop deep. 56 to Mike, boy. Hey, wahoo.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Barrett. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I've played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And this is going to be back-to-back tackles for a loss here as the Falcons defense yet again drops him behind the line.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here we go. What do you need? Hey, alert! Mike is 59. Mike is 59. You better be afraid of me.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season. Really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington. Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
12, fellas, here we go. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Buzz.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo with his 2nd touchdown pass of this first half. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Gold with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Hey, express! Hey, Duke.
On second down and 4. Ryan, he's going to float this one deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dash.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
21.
On second and 7, Garoppolo. Throw right side taken in by Pettis. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
12.
From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
1, Omaha.
Here's Coleman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the curl. Mike's 59.
Tighten up.
21.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And now Garoppolo lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. The offenses have success. You could say they've run wild a little bit. Time for the defenses to get into the act, and one does here.
Nothing like a little bit of revenge for the defense. They've had to deal with it all game long. Both offenses going up and down the field. How about it when they take the ball away and take it to the other end zone?
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you figure, Charles, they have enough time here in the first half, more than a minute, to put a drive together, at least get them in position to try a field goal.
Yeah, they've got all 3 timeouts at their disposal, so I'm actually thinking bigger. With those 3 timeouts, that amount of time on the clock, I'm thinking about trying to get a touchdown and settle for a field goal.
16 yards right off the bat with a first down. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Falcons grab it. There he goes left side. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. The offenses have success. You could say they've run wild a little bit. Time for the defenses to get into the act, and one does here.
Nothing like a little bit of revenge for the defense. They've had to deal with it all game long. Both offenses going up and down the field. How about it when they take the ball away and take it to the other end zone?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock down and go to the locker room.
He's going to float this one deep right side into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morris Claiborne, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week on our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. A gain of 13, it's a first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hey, orbit. Patch it.
From the 31, Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 20-yard line. Garoppolo, 11 of 16 through the air. It's first and 10.
White.
Watch twist.
21. Here we go.
25.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And his throw is incomplete. George Kittle, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Check 11.
They'll run here with Coleman out of the gun. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
Hey, I'm coming.
12.
You got tight right there. Shit.
11. Kill. 12, fellas, here we go. Go ahead. Get hot.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
CD, you know there were quite a few Bears fans back in January saying, why didn't we hold on to that Robbie Gould guy?
Well, it's a legitimate question. 33 of 34 for San Francisco in 2018. The crazy stat of the year, he missed more extra points, 2, than he did field goals, 1, in the 2018 season.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, they'll run with Freeman. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch a slant.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught, Jones. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a 1st down.
And the Falcons, first
Back 25.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball.
On 1st down, Freeman. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go down as a loss of 9 on the 1st down play.
Ready. Like 25.
56. Check.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
From the gun on 3rd down. Ryan gets it off to Freeman. And he's got this down to the 35. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 35.
First down, Atlanta.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On the carry, it's Olsen. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Quadri Olsen with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice two-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line. The
San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
38, 49ers, 31.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th.
I'm here, I'm there. Check safety, check safety.
Hey, free players.
Check. Check.
Gun.
He's coming in motion. Hey.
Gun.
Switch.
Freeman again. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. D Ford, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Check.
Check Mike 27. Check Mike 27. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Here's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Ryan keeps it on the sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
This time Ryan will throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Freeman. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out. On 3rd down, Ryan. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2.
I'm coming after you.
Stay hot.
To throw is Garoppolo. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Coleman. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
11.
They will run again with Coleman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
11. Bravo.
Garoppolo now. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 at the 17-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
That's it. Big hit.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Falcons on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Ryan. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Now he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now flags will come in. I think jumping. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It's a gain of 5. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Here we go. 180.
Back to throw, Garoppolo. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Vic Beasley in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Hey, 11.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Out.
They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Ready. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. He's tired of you. He's tired of us.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Falcons, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.